Hey, what's up, guys? Let's talk about biology. So, I quite like biology. It's not a bad course. So in here we're doing the nervous system. So types of neurons, differences and similarities in their structures and functions. So for the neurons, for neurons, some of the similarities, like we have the motor neurons and sensory neurons and interneurons. So their differences, the motor neuron is from from the central nervous system to your spinal cord, whereas the sensory, no, that's a sensory neuron. So from the central nervous system, spinal cord, and for the motor neurons, it's from spinal cord to your muscles, so your muscle function. And interneuron is just in between. How cells work. So by transmission and impulse. So for transmission, it's where neurons are troubled between the chemical gate or voltage gate. And structures of neurons. Neuron consists of dendroids, axons, and like it has myelin sheets, and it has like other stuff. And then for the parts and functions, so those are the parts and general function of the myelin sheet. So the myelin sheet is pretty much like what it is. It causes like the axons, like it's a layer around the axon that accelerates the transmission or accelerates the speed which axon travels. And function of corpus callosum. So corpus callosum is what divides the right and left hemisphere of the brain. It's what causes the two hemispheres of brain to communicate with each other. So with corpus callosum aphasia, or some of the aphasias regarding this term is the Broca aphasia and Wernicke aphasia. So Broca area has to do with your ability to speak, and Wernicke area has to do with your ability to comprehend something. So with aphasia, it's like if you have Broca aphasia, you cannot speak correctly, or your words are not connected. And with the Wernicke's is that you can speak, but none of your sentences make sense, so you have a difficulty understanding. So those are some of the aphasias. And how nerve cells produce and transmit signals. So nerve cells first resting potential is like -70. Once you reach the threshold potential, it's like action all or none. So if it reaches that, then the nerves will start to depolarize, like sodium gates will start to open, and sodium rushing cause depolarization, which is like change in voltage become from negative to positive. And from there you have the hyperpolarization. The hyperpolarization is pretty much like from negative back positive. So from depolarization to repolarization and to hyperpolarization, and the last is the refractory period, and then everything goes again. So those are some of the processes. So transmission is okay. And here we're talking about ALS and MS. So ALS is unilateral scoliosis, MS is multiple scoliosis. So both conditions affect how your nerves or your muscles function. So with the most severe being the iliolateral scoliosis, because it's almost detrimental once you've been diagnosed. The survival rate is almost zero because like the neurons inside your brain die and they don't function correctly. It can't transmit signals to the brain. Like your muscles are gradually losing their abilities, and it's the most severe case. And compared to other ones like multiple scoliosis. So with multiple scoliosis, it's less severe. It just the Myelin sheath start attacking the the antibodies start to attack the Myelin sheath and causing the neurons to slow down function, which means your movements and like the way that your motor functions will decrease gradually, and that's the Wernicke aphasia and parts and functions of the brain. So brain consists of frontal lobe and partial lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe, and yeah, those are some of the lobes. And with frontal lobe, it's the functions is like determines your personality and the way you behave. And occipital is your vision, partial lobe, and yeah, those are some of the lobes in your system. And sympathetic and parasympathetic. So sympathetic is fight or flight, parasympathetic is your digest or digest. So with sympathetic, it's like if you're like in a situation where you start panicking, like fight or flight, like you're in emergency situation, like your stress levels will go up, and the blood from your digestive system will flow to other parts of your body. And the parasympathetic is your digest, like how your body digests food, and like with that your stress level is relatively low, and the energy, yeah. So those are the two terms, and it's good. So those are some of the essential parts with what I'm studying, and hopefully you find it helpful. And please, if you have questions and comments, leave in the comment section below. I'll more than happy to help you. And thank you. Have a nice day.